welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button immediately to become part of the family. And if you already subscribed, you know what's up, okay? Hey boo. Wanted to have a chit chat with you all, and while we chit chat, I'm just going to share with you all one or some of the main things that I really miss about Ghana while living here. And I'm just going to start off by saying that I feel that a lot of us come into this country, the United States to be precise, or even Europe, abroad in general, because of the condition or the quality of life that we are experiencing back in our home country. So because that quality or that experience living in our home country is not the best per se, then we're forced to sort greener pastures or a better life outside of our home country. And that is not to say that each country doesn't have its pro and con. Like, every country has its benefits and its negative. Like, nowhere is perfect, okay? You make where you are work for you. But I will say, honestly, if you are anywhere outside of the United States or outside of Europe, wherever, and you get the opportunity to travel abroad, take the advantage. Come, please come, like come. As long as you're doing it the right way, do not hesitate and come. I would love if everybody would get the opportunity to come and experience the opportunities here as well. But then again, life is not perfect. Things are not always going to be perfect, or happen the way you want them to. So unfortunately, that's not the case. But me being happy or wanting to go back to my home country, it's not necessarily because I hate it here, or this country, the US or the United States of America, has not been good to me or beneficial to me. My parents started with nothing. They were not given the opportunities that they've been able to offer me, okay? As a kid or as an immigrant in this country, my parents had nothing. Their parents did not offer them the life that they've offered me or the opportunity they've offered me. They were able to take me through education, paid for my first degree, I paid for my master's. So it's like one of those things where they did not have that life, but they positioned me in a way that I was empowered to be able to live the life that I want. So my goal was to take full advantage of that and make the best out of it, right? So if you're in a situation also where you've got nothing and you get an opportunity to make it better, you should take advantage of it. I feel like most of the time we get to the point where people who are in Ghana or back home assume that we, the ones in the US, don't want them to come here. And if it's that bad here, why are we still here? The reason is why we're still here is because a lot of the time, some people don't even have anything to go back home to. Okay, imagine being in this country for 25, 30 years. You have nothing at home. Your mates or your friends have all grown up, living their lives, probably abroad as well. And you did not establish any sense of relationship or properties or investment back home. Then essentially you have nothing to go home to. So you're stuck here. And on the other hand, those of us like me, where we wish we could go back home, it's just that we don't have the kind of work here that might permit us to be able to live back home. Because the reality of the fact is that the USD, the US currency, the euro, the pounds, the euros, the pounds, the Canadian dollar, all those currencies have value back home. If I take the $1 to Ghana right now, it's worth 10 Ghana cities, right? It's worth 10 times the dollar. The dollar is not dollar to city. It's not 1 to 1. It's 1 to 10. So automatically that gives the US dollar more like heavyweight, more power, more value in this sense, right? So the ideal situation would be that I'm living in Ghana, I'm working, I'm employed, and I'm earning a good amount of income to be able to sustain my life the way I'm able to do here. But that's not the case. So we do understand that. But the reality here too also is that you have bills, you have responsibilities, and sometimes you're only working just to pay and sustain your life, not necessarily because you're working to get you're working and you're earning any sort of excess income to be able to enjoy your life, okay? And the credit system works better here, so it makes it easy. It gives more flexibility in terms of what you can do with your money. But that said, I've been here for 8 years now, and I've been able to go back to Ghana twice. I went, I believe, in 2021. Yes, I believe 2022. And then I went again. I went in 2021. I think I went again. No, I went in 2022, and then I went again in 2023. And the second time was because of this job, giving me the opportunity to be able to go. Because most of the time when people live here, they're working so much and they have to sustain their lives by working to make money that they're not able to travel home as often as they want to. And even with me, I planned on traveling home as often as I wanted to. But guess what happened? I couldn't, because I also have bills to pay here. And if I'm going to spend my time traveling back and forth, how am I going to make enough income to be able to pay for my life here? So that's the thing. That's the reality. But one of the main things, moving into the real topic, I'm like 6 minutes in already, y'all. But this is a chit chat, okay? Share your thoughts in the comment section. What is your experience as an immigrant in the US? Have you considered moving back home, or are you okay living here? What are some of the things that you love living here, or what are some of the things that you miss back home as well? I'm from Ghana. Let me know where you're from in the comment section. So for me, one of the major things that I do miss is the food. Like, I love the variety. And living here, my biggest fear has always been the chemicals and the stuff in our meals and our food, knowing that a lot of things are genetically modified and controlled, and so controlled that you never know what you're even eating, you know? And I miss the food a lot. Fine. I honestly happen to be in a state where it's hard to get access to African food or Ghanaian food or products or whatever. Or even if you do, it's so expensive that it's like, what am I paying for? You know, just for the experience. But I miss the food a lot, and I look forward to going back home and actually eating. My parents have a garden in their backyard, so I want to grow more food at home, and then also be able to eat right from the ground, you know, fresh and nutritious and organic. I miss that a lot. But I feel like if I lived in a state where it was easy to get access to those things, that might help a little bit, but I still feel like it won't change my experience overall. The other thing also is that when I moved here initially 8 years ago, I moved here because my sister was already living here. So she was the family that I had here. My sister and my brother were here. I joined them. Eventually I moved out, and they've both gone back home. So now I feel like I'm flying solo at the moment, and it kind of gets lonely in the sense that I'm the type that I've never really established any roots here, like built like any sort of community or relationships or friendships here in a way that makes here feel at home. Because the goal coming here for me right from the get-go was to come here, work hard, make money, save as much as I can, invest back home, and then move back home. So I've never really relaxed and treated this country as my home per se. So that said, it's kind of made me more isolated in a way. So if I'm not going to work, interacting with people at work, then essentially I'm by myself in a sense. So that can be isolating, and I'm like, I'm done with that. I've done that for 8 years, and I'm okay. We good over here. And just a sense of community, y'all. Like, it's not easy living in a place where like nobody knows anybody. Like, I don't even know how my neighbor looks like, honestly. I don't know how their face looks like, and it's just weird in some way. And then I miss my friends too, you know. It's like, because I lived in Houston, Texas for a while, then I went back home. So I spent a greater part of my formative years, especially during junior high school, and college in Ghana. So I kind of established some level of community, or had some roots there, such that coming here felt like I was coming here for a while, only to go back to continue with my life. I never really ended that part of my life to come and start all over here. So I feel like I'm just going back to to continue whatever it is that I started there, because I spent a bit of my time there. So I have friends, I know people, and that kind of makes my situation a little different, you know. But beyond that, I just can't wait, y'all. I can't wait. But I miss home. The last time I went was 2023. So it's only been less than 2 years. It's been like a year and some months. But I just can't wait to go, you know, just to breathe a different kind of air, you know. Keep an eye out for a video where I'm going to be talking about my emotional and mental state while living in the US. something brief, probably short 5-minute video, just a little chit chat like this one, where I'm gonna share that experience, because I feel like that contributed a lot to my decision to get out of here. And most of the time, there are a lot of people that are immigrants in this country that wish they could go back home. Trust me, like it's good here and all. The money is good here and all, especially if you take the money from here back home. But a lot of us will wish that we were back in our home country, like Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, wherever it is, while being well-to-do and being able to take care of ourselves financially. It's just that sometimes you cannot. And I've been fortunate to be able to have a job that I can't afford to do it. And if you want to travel back and forth, that takes money. That means you have to work. And if you're working, how can you be traveling back and forth? So you get the drift, unless you're working like remote or something. So it is a huge decision, and it's a lifestyle that a lot of people might want and would like. That's why a lot of the times, a lot of the immigrants here, especially those from Africa, would go home at least once a year. So it's because we miss home, and it's nice to be home. But yes, if you're anywhere outside of the US or Europe and you want to move here, please take the opportunity. I am not the one to tell you not to come here because it's hard here or whatever it is, it goes on here, it is what it is. Nowhere is perfect. I feel like you have to make the best of where you find yourself, right? And if you get the opportunity, do it the right way though, because if you don't do it the right way and you get to this country, it's going to be a struggle, and the struggle is probably going to be worse than it is where you are right now. So definitely do it the right way. But I've just been fortunate that my parents had the opportunity. They took it and they established or set things up where I can benefit from it now, where I have the flexibility to be able to move around and do whatever I can to build a life for myself. So thanks to them. But yeah, share your thoughts in the comment section. This is a conversation. I wish I could do this conversation live, but I'm still moving, as you can see, okay? So let me know in the comment section below, and stay tuned for more videos. I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.